Hi guys, I think I'm live now. If you can see me and if you can hear me and if everything is looking good, please do message in the chat. We'll be looking at all the questions and I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. We have more than 25 people who are watching the stream live. Please do like the stream. So today will be an overview about what are the topics that you have to focus on and what is the strategy that you should keep in mind if you're looking to score 99 percentile in quant. This is especially important for students who are targeting a higher level overall percentile. Because like I mentioned earlier, one of the easiest way or one of the most effective way in which you can increase your overall percentile is by doing extremely well in one of the three sections. And most likely that section, because most of the people who take CAT are engineers, will be quant. So if you can really ace quant, your overall percentile will be definitely much higher than what it would be. Just to give you an better understanding, if you are scoring say 90 percentile, 90 percentile and 90 percentile in all the three sections, your overall percentile will be around say 92, 93 percentile. From there, if you are looking to increase it to 96, 97 percentile, the easiest way in which you should do it is focusing on one section, which is your area of strength, and completely increasing it from say 90 percentile that you are getting right now to above 98, 99 percentile. And that one section in most of the cases is either quant or verbal, because LRDI is a lot more uncertain. The scores also change, are quite volatile. You can't be certain that you're going to do very well in LRDI, but you can be quite certain that you are very good at verbal, so you would want to score 98 percentile in verbal, or you can also be very certain that you are good at quant and you want to score 99 percentile in quant. So that is the best way in which you can increase your overall percentile. This is especially true if you don't have a weak section. That is, you are good in all the three sections, and in that scenario you should try to become very good in one of the sections. But if you are poor in one of the sections, for example, if your percentiles are say 60 in one section, say verbal, 80 in LRDI and say 90 in quant, then I would ask you to focus on verbal, because you can increase from 60 in verbal to say 80 or 90 in verbal quite easily, rather than increasing or putting your effort to increase your quant from 90 to 95 or 97. But if you are doing equally well in all the three sections and all of them seem to be good but not great, then in that scenario I would ask you to focus on one of the three sections, whichever section you feel most comfortable with, and try to score 99 percentile. So if that section that you have chosen is quant, we will try to figure out in today's session how you can actually strategize and prepare so that you can score 99 percentile in quant. Let me look at a couple of questions. After that, I'll start my session. Okay, Prasanna Karthik is saying hi, Vinayak hi, Somyadeep hi, Visesh is saying around 95 percentile in quant currently. Okay, how can I increase it from 95 to 99? If you are scoring 95 in quant already, you are definitely doing very well, because you still have around 80 days left for CAT, and you can use those 80 days to increase your percentile from 95 to 99. One of the things that you should remember is the three important topics in quant you should be very, very good at. They should be something that you are very comfortable with. If you are woken up in the middle of the night and given a question in this particular topic, you should be able to answer it without missing a beat. The three important topics are arithmetic. Arithmetic will involve topics like ratio and proportion, averages and percentages, time, speed, distance, those kind of things. The second thing is in arithmetic is after arithmetic is geometry and algebra. Geometry has two parts in it. One geometry is 2D geometry. 2D geometry will be something like circles. It will involve triangles. It might involve some quadrilaterals. It is more with respect to theorems, how to apply different theorems, and you should know the theorems, and you should also know how to apply those right theorems in the problems. The second part of geometry is 3D geometry. This involves volumes. This will involve surface areas, lateral surface area, curved surface area of different solids. The solids are like say cylinders or cubes, cuboids, cones. This 3D geometry is very easy. It is very easy because it is mostly formula driven. If you know the formulas, then you will be able to get most of these questions correct. So these are the two parts in geometry. Again, a very, very important topic. And the third one is algebra. Algebra will involve anything to do with variables. It will involve quadratic equations, linear equations, inequalities, those kind of things. Now, if you are good at these three topics, you will be definitely able to attempt at least 60% of the questions in quant. Last year there were 22 questions in quant. 60% of them will be around 12 to 13 questions. So if you're getting 12 to 13 questions, you have a good grip on them. And even if you're getting 10 questions correct, you are already scoring around 30 marks. For you to score 99 percentile, you will need closer to 40 marks. So you need just another 3 or 4 questions correct out of the remaining 10 for you to really get 99 percentile. And what are the other topics which you should definitely keep in mind? The other topics also are important topics. These are slightly on the easier side topics. Some of the topics are, say, logarithms. Now you can't be certain that a question in logarithms will be asked every year, but it is a fairly easy topic, and the number of formulas that are there in logarithms is very, very limited. So that is the next topic that you should focus on after you have finished the 3 most important topics. After logarithms, slightly more complex, slightly tricky to understand is the concept of functions. But many times even questions from functions are asked. These all come in modern maths. So that is the next topic that you should focus on. After that, you should focus on other important topics like say permutations and combinations. This again is a slightly tricky topic. It is a tricky topic because even if you become very good at permutations and combinations, you can't be certain that the answer that you have put in the examination is actually correct, because it can be very tricky. There can be a lot of complications that can be given in these kind of questions. But having said that, in most of the cases in permutations and combinations questions in the last 4-5 years that have been asked are fairly straightforward. They are fairly simple. So somebody who actually knows the basics of permutations and combinations will get that question correct, at least as far as the last 3 or 4 years has been concerned. So if you are very good at the 3 important topics and you know the basics of the remaining topics like the ones that I just mentioned, I'll reiterate them, like say logarithms, modern maths like functions, permutations, combinations, some parts of number systems. All the number systems is much less important now, but still knowing the basics will not hurt. If you know the basics of the remaining topics, then you are definitely on the right path of getting your percentile in quant to be as high as it can go. Okay, let me answer a few questions, and after that I'll get back to what I was saying. We have 41 likes, guys. Please do get to at least 75 likes before the stream ends. I would ideally want to cross 100 likes for the stream. And one of the other things that I want to tell you before I look at the questions is, if you are focused on doing well in quant, one of the best resources for you to have is the CAT previous papers. For you to really know what are the kind of questions that are asked. You can either take my word when I say that permutations and combinations questions have been easy in the last 3-4 years, or you can download the CAT previous papers, look at all the questions, and then have more confidence that if this kind of a question comes, I'm able to answer it. Now you can download the CAT previous papers on the Cracku website. You have to just Google search Cracku CAT previous papers, click on the link. We have all the slots of the last 5-6 years. You can download the PDF. All the questions have detailed text solutions. And if you're not able to understand the text solution, below every question we have given a button. If you click on the button, you will be redirected to the video solutions. So this is a very nice free tool that we have. Definitely make best use of it. Okay, let me answer a few questions. Shashwat Kalam Bandhe is saying, I'm getting 30 to 35 marks in quant. Is it good? 30 to 35 on a consistent basis is pretty good. Definitely, it's a very, very good start. Try to increase it as much as you can. If you're already scoring 35, you have 80 days left. I think you can realistically target 45 on the day of the examination. And 45 would definitely mean 99 percentile plus. And it's a very good score. Those 10 extra marks will really improve your overall percentile quite a lot. Sir, in 2 months' time, Prasanna is asking, can we get more than 90 percentile in quant by focusing on arithmetic and algebra? If you focus and become very good at arithmetic, algebra and geometry, you are definitely going to cross 90 percentile in quant. Somyadeep is saying, sir, I have completed 15 sections of LRDA of Cracku. How to revise the sets? Please do send a mail to support@cracku.in. We will get back to you about the best way in which you can practice more LRDA questions. Kamala Kannan is saying, sir, how many questions I want to practice daily? If you are enrolled to the Cracku complete Cracku course, for example, we are starting a 80-day crash course for CAT this coming Monday. That is in the next 3 days. If you are enrolled to the Cracku crash course or the Cracku CAT course, this 80-day batch, just focus on finishing all the assignments that are given every single day. So every day we give a list of assignments, which will typically involve a few videos to watch. It will involve some questions to solve. It will involve probably 1 or 2 tests that we want you to take. So ensure that you're completing all the assignments on a daily basis. If you're a Cracku student and if you're completing all the assignments that we have given, that is more than sufficient for you to cover the entire syllabus. If you're not a Cracku student, if you are just starting your preparation and if you're not sure what to do, I would recommend you to at least download the schedule that we give. This is completely for free, wherein we give the topic that you have to study every day. And you can get the resources from wherever you want and prepare this topic on that given day. If you are a Cracku student, along with the PDF, we will also provide you the resources. That is, like I mentioned, the videos, the questions and all. So you can just look at the PDF that today's topic is, say, geometry, and in geometry it is, say, triangles. Then you can look at the videos that we are given and solve them. If you're a free student, then look at the topic. Today you have to cover geometry and triangles. Find the material from somewhere. If you are enrolled to somewhere else, some other institute, go there and at least cover this particular topic thoroughly. This is how I would want you to use the remaining 80 days. Prasanna Karthik is saying, sir, I get 90% in other two sections and only 60 to 70 percentile in quant. Like I mentioned, if you are performing not up to the mark in one of the three sections, then focus on your weak section. In this case, if you are not performing very well in quant, focus on the three important topics that I mentioned earlier. You will definitely cross 90 percentile. Rahul Lakshman is saying, sir, I'm a fresher now in third year biotech. Can I still get 95 percentile? It doesn't matter whether you are in third year or whether you are a fresher or not a fresher. If you prepare well for the remaining 80 days, you stand a good chance to score very well in the examination. Abhigiri is saying, sir, if we start arithmetic and algebra advanced questions now, can we make it our strength? Before you go to advanced, I want you to be very thorough with the basics. One thing I want you to know is that the questions in quant are getting easier every single day, every single year. It is very clear. Even the people who are actually conducting these examinations are saying that they want to have a more diverse batch. They want to have a batch which consists of non-engineers, at least more non-engineers. So they are trying to make quant definitely on the easier side. You can see the pattern very clearly in the last 4-5 years. So quant questions will become easy. They are getting easy already. You don't need to be very, very good at quant. You should be very thorough at the basics. That is the important thing. So you should cover the entire syllabus. You should be very clear with the basics. If there is an easy question that is coming from any topic, you should get it correct. That is the right strategy. Once you are very thorough with the basics, and especially in the three topics that I mentioned, go deep into them. Geometry, algebra and arithmetic. Shivam Killer is saying, sir, I am not getting good marks in quant. I have done most of the topics but still able to get good score. What should I do? Definitely go through the revision videos that we have on Cracku. We have revision videos on Cracku for all the topics. They are very, very good. If you go through them thoroughly, you will feel a lot more confident of your concepts. Your foundation will become very good. If you are a premium student, definitely go through the entire revision videos for each of the topics. They will help you quite a lot. Mahesh Joshi is saying, sir, is it okay if I don't do PNC and probability in quants? I would recommend you to definitely know the basics. For example, the basics of permutations and combinations is this. If you are given a word, let us say the word is Cracku, C-R-A-C-K-U. You should know how many permutations are there of Cracku, C-R-A-C-K-U. It has 6 letters. How many different 6-letter words can be formed using the letters Cracku? This is not a very difficult question. This is a fairly straightforward question. This is basically the basics of permutations and combinations. You should be able to answer these kind of questions. Then I think it is sufficient. Shashwat Kalbande is saying, sir, I am afraid I won't clear cutoff of verbal. I am pushing quant hard but getting lesser in verbal. That is a bad strategy, right? Remember what I mentioned earlier. If you are doing well in all the three sections but not extremely well in any of them, then focus on one section and make it your strength. Completely ace that section. But if you are clearly weak in one section, then focus on that section, because that is the low hanging fruit. If you are clearly doing poorly in any one of the three sections, focus on it, make it at least average before you try to focus on your area of strength. Because improving from 90 percentile in quant to 95 percentile in quant requires, say, 100 hours of effort. This is just a theoretical number I am giving. Now, improving from 50 percentile in verbal to 90 percentile in verbal is going to take you much less than 100 hours. So the marginal utility that you're going to have by investing your time in your area of weakness is much higher than the marginal utility you will get by investing it in your area of strength. So focus on improving and attaining a minimum level in all the three sections. Once you attain that minimum level, then focus on one section and make it your strength. Chaitanya Rangari is saying daily schedule for quant for 90 percentile. I don't want to give a daily schedule. If you're focused on a daily schedule, like I mentioned earlier, go to the Cracku page. We'll actually post the link now. You should download the daily schedule PDF that is available for free on our website. Now this daily schedule PDF is free for everyone, but it will involve all the three sections. It will involve quant, verbal and LRDA. Every single day you will be given a topic that you should cover. If you're a premium student of Cracku, the resources will also be available for you. So you can just go to the PDF, you can click on the links and you can watch the videos, you can solve the tests, you can solve the questions and also make use of the resources. If you are not a premium student of Cracku, even then this PDF of the schedule will be available for you for free. You can use any other resource that you want, any book, any other website, any competitor's website, anybody, any place, and ensure that you finish that entire topic to the best of your ability. Sudhir is saying good evening sir. Good evening Sudhir. Nikhil Agarwal is saying how to make sure we are doing the right thing and right progress. See, again, if you are a premium student of Cracku, I would just recommend you to stick to the schedule. We have put in a lot of effort and a lot of thought in designing the schedule. So just ensure that you stick to the schedule. Don't let any backlogs accumulate. So if we tell you on a particular day to solve a few questions, solve them. If we tell you to watch a particular video on a day, watch that video. So just stick to the schedule, then we will ensure that you're on the right progress, you're on the right track. But if you have any backlogs, then it will be difficult for us to really cover the entire syllabus or make you improve. If you're sticking to the schedule that we are giving, you will be on the right track. Yes, she's saying how is VARs in Cracku mocks? Cracku mocks are very, very close to the actual difficulty level of the examination. We design the mocks, we take CAT every single year. We are very clear about what are the kind of questions that are asked, what are the way in which the question actually is phrased. We have put in a lot of effort and thought in analyzing the previous papers of CAT. So we know exactly what are the type of passages that are chosen. We know how difficult each of the questions will be. We also put in a lot of thought in designing the options. For example, in any CAT examination, in any question, you won't get a question where three options are clearly wrong and one option is clearly correct. That will be a bad question. There will always be sub-levels in which you can rule out the options. For example, if you go through the four options, initially all of them might seem correct. But if you put in some thought, you can rule out two options, but the remaining two options, it will be very difficult for you to really choose which of the two will be correct. But if you put some more effort, then you can actually figure out why a particular option is wrong and why the remaining option is correct. So we put in a lot of effort in analyzing the previous papers. We take CAT every year. We do well in CAT also every year, and we put in a lot of effort in designing our mocks. So we know that our mocks are of very good quality. If you are enrolled to the Cracku mocks, you should definitely make best use of them and take all the 15 Cracku mocks. Ayush is saying, sir, how to identify whether an RC is a difficult one? RC, the difficulty level of RC will depend on your interest levels. If you are interested in the passage, then you will be able to concentrate on it and you will be able to answer it. You will be able to grasp it, you will be able to comprehend it. If it is in a topic which you are not interested in, then you will find that reading comprehension passage to be a very dry passage. You will not be able to really focus on it. For example, everybody has different interests. I, for example, might be interested in, say, science and technology. Somebody else might be interested in philosophy. I personally am not interested in philosophy. So if I am reading a philosophy passage about, say, Greek philosophy, I don't really know much about it and I find it very boring. So if I'm actually reading it, I find this to be like super dry, I'm not able to concentrate. But somebody else who is interested in Greek philosophy will find that passage to be riveting. He would feel that, okay, this is such a nice point of view which I didn't think of it earlier. And he will be able to answer all the questions very easily. For me, when I'm looking at the answers, I'll have to come back to this passage again and again, figure out what part of the passage this question is from. and then read it multiple times before I actually answer the question. So essentially the gist of it is that the difficulty level of a passage is dependent on your area of interest. If the topic is something that interests you, you will find the passage to be easy. Joy is saying, sir, can you repeat the topics for Quant? Joy, I will repeat the topics for Quant before ending the session. I'll definitely do that, because I've already said that 2-3 times. I don't want to repeat it multiple times, but I'll definitely mention it before ending the stream. We'll end the stream in around 10 minutes. So before that, I'm going to tell you all the important topics. Alex Joseph is saying, in QA, I spent time solving the medium to tougher questions during mocks, leaving out many of the easier questions. Any tips to pick the easier questions? One of the things that you should be very clear about, Alex, is that you should be strategic. You should not take things personally. Many times it happens that people who know that they're good at Quant, many people know that, okay, I'm very good at Quant. Now, when people know that they're good at Quant, and if they are stuck in a question, they take it personally. They want to solve that question before they proceed to the next one. That, I think, is an immature way of actually answering the question. You should be very, very strict on yourself. You should always know that you should not spend more than 45 seconds to a minute on a question if you're not making any progress. I'm not saying that you should finish a question or you should answer a question in 1 minute. But in 1 minute, you should clearly know whether you have made sufficient progress or not. In many cases, I know that after the first 45 seconds or so, I know whether I'm able to solve this question in the next 1.5 minutes or not. That I can easily figure out. Sometimes I feel that I'm just stuck here. It seems like I'm making some progress, but I know that there is a lot of time left before I actually get this question correct. Then I immediately stop it and I go to the next question. You should never spend, say, 5 minutes on any one single question. That is very clear. If you are very clear about it, then I think you will start using your time more efficiently. That is very, very important. At the end of every 45 seconds, if you are stuck in a question, be very clear, take a emotionless decision. Don't worry that, okay, I've already spent 45 seconds, I should get this correct. You shouldn't think that way, because you will again get time when you come back to this question later. If you go through all the 22 questions, you will definitely be left with some time. Then you can come back and answer this question. If you have made progress, another way to look at it is, if you give your mind time, it will keep thinking in the background. Now, some idea might not strike you immediately, but if you go through other questions and then come back to it after some time, suddenly your mind knows how to answer it. That is something that I believe in. That is something that you should also believe in. That even if you're not able to get this correct in the first 45 seconds, you're not able to figure out what is the right way to approach it, you just leave it like that. Go to the next question, finish all the questions that you can in one go, then again come back to the questions that you are left. Then you will figure out that you are suddenly making much better progress. Okay guys, we have 92 people who are watching this stream live. Please do like the stream, guys. We have only 84 likes. I want to cross 125 likes before the stream ends. Mayur is saying, hi sir, good evening. How do I attempt QA and mock? Do I attempt serially or topic wise, arithmetic, then algebra, then geometry and so on? No, I don't attempt it that way. I think that is a very inefficient way of attempting it, because you don't really know which question is geometry, which question is algebra before you actually read the question. What I do is very simple. I want to get all the 20 questions correct when I'm taking a test. It is very clear. Now, when I know that I need to get all the questions correct, there is a lot of pressure on me to not waste time. So, like I just mentioned in the earlier question, I'm very, very clear about how much time has elapsed and how many questions I have done. Now, if I'm getting stuck in any question, I leave it and I go to the next one. Because getting 22 questions correct is fantastic. The second best thing is getting, say, 20 questions correct. It shouldn't happen that I got a very difficult question correct and I left, say, 5 or 6 questions unattempted. That would be a disaster. So I'm very clear that then I basically look at it as a run rate. I know that how much time has elapsed and how many questions I have solved. Or another way to think about it is how many questions are remaining and how much time is left. I always try to keep that ratio as at around 2 minutes per question. That is what I do. I answer them serially. I try to get the question correct in the first go. If I feel that I'm not making progress, emotionlessly I go to the next question and I finish all the questions, the first circle of 1 to 22, and typically I'll have around 10 minutes left and I'll have around 4 to 5 questions which I try to get when I come back. That is what I normally do. I don't pick the topics first. Prajwal is saying, sir, from now onwards, should we practice on weaker sections or listen to the classes as I'm a student of Cracku at this stage? If you're a student of Cracku, just follow the schedule. That's it. Just follow the schedule, and we'll also be asking you to take mocks over the weekend. Take those mocks. Rajkumar Nodal is saying, sir, sometimes I fear what is going to happen on the CAT day. One of the things that you should remember is that everybody is nervous. I actually like Dhoni. So Dhoni actually says that when somebody asked him, okay, how do you hold your nerve? When things get so tense, how do you hold your nerve? And he said that I know that the bowler himself is also nervous. So when I'm batting in the death overs, I'm nervous, but I also know that the bowler is nervous. All the fielders are also nervous. So I know that I should just hold my nerves better than everybody else. And then I'm going to win. I felt that was such a smart way of looking at things. So on the day of the examination, you should know that everybody else is also nervous. It is not required that you not be nervous. Nobody is asking you to be like emotionless. You will be nervous, but you should be able to hold your nerves better than most people. Then you are going to do very well on the day of the examination. कबरा जी के चैनल, सर प्लीज हिंदी टॉक. हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूँ. अगर तुम्हें कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, कोई क्वेश्चन है, हिंदी में पूछो. जितना मुझे हिंदी आता है मैं तो हिंदी में ट्राई करूंगा बोलने के लिए. अरे लेकिन एक ही चीज इतनी बार मत बोलो ना. हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ, क्या चाहिए तुम्हें? सर ईडब्ल्यूएस को बोलो ना प्लीज. क्या बोलो ईडब्ल्यूएस को? ईडब्ल्यूएस रिजर्वेशन है, उनको मिलेगा 10%. How to stop coming back to same topics again and again? I've completed half of arithmetic, but I'm facing this problem. I want to move on. Rajat, I don't know whether you are enrolled to the premium course of Cracku or not. If you are enrolled to the premium course of Cracku, I would recommend you to stick to the schedule. Every day we give you a list of videos we want you to watch. Just ensure that you are watching those videos. We give you a list of questions that we want you to answer them, and a list of tests that we want you to take them. If you are a premium student of Cracku, this will definitely not happen to you, that you are coming to the same topic again and again. If that is happening, it means that you are not following the schedule religiously. Vikas Satyam is saying, how many sets to get 9 percentile in LRDA? In LRDA, you will have around 20 questions. If you get 10 questions correct, you are close to 9 percentile. 10 questions, and if you get all of them correct. Otherwise, maybe 12 questions correct, I think will be more than sufficient. Gautam Sridhar is saying, sir, LRDA 200 sets of daily target plus previous paper 70 to 21 will suffice, right? I would say if you are focused on LRDA, do all the daily targets every single day, very important, and do all the sets from previous papers from CAT 2017 to 2021. That will be a very, very good way to start your CAT preparation. You will feel very confident after you finish this. Okay guys, I want to end the stream because I'm not feeling very well. Before I end the stream, I'll again repeat the important topics in Quant. The most important topics are arithmetic, geometry, and algebra. The next most important topics are modern maths. Modern maths will involve functions, logarithms, surds, and indices. And lastly, there will be some topics which are definitely good for you to know, like permutations and combinations. At least the basics, definitely go through them. Permutations and combinations and probability. You don't need to go through the complex ones. Complex probability is basically Bayes theorem and all. That is not needed. If you are very good at it, if you are very good at Quant, then you can read it. It might come in the examination, but it is not really needed for you if you are looking to score even say 99 percentile in Quant. In addition to that, go through the basics of number systems also. Number systems basically involves factors, divisibility rules, maybe some remainder theorems, but not complex remainder theorems, because no question has been asked in remainder theorems in the last 3-4 years. But questions have definitely been asked about factors, sum of factors, odd, even, those kind of things. Okay guys, I hope that the stream was helpful for you. Please do like the stream and please do subscribe to our channel.